Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So recently I was thinking about Fidelity, which I have an account with, and also another organization that I have an account with, which is very popular, SoFi. Two great options when it comes to high yield savings. And I decided to compare them and see which one is right for you, because even though the interest rates for these two organizations are very similar, it's not all about the interest. There are certain features and access and transfer times that you need to be aware of in order to know which one is right for you. Now, in order to establish which one is for you, we want to go over the 4 key features that I've identified in a high yield savings account. Now, somebody that has been researching a bunch of these options. So, we are talking about interest, of course, that's what gets our attention, the yield. We want a competitive. Many times, it's not just about the highest interest out there, it's also about how you feel about the organization itself. Also, we are talking about security, FDIC or civic insurance. We want to make sure that we are dealing with reputable organizations. And of course, no fees that eat up on your earnings. And at the end of the day, access and liquidity in reasonable transfer windows and ATM access, all along that category. So at the end of the day, we got to focus on yield protection, access, and any fees and costs. So with that being said, my friends, now we are ready and primed to go into the next phase of this video. And if we're just meeting, by the way, my name is Alex. I am a data engineer and risk manager by day, personal finance educator by night. As I mentioned, I've been a customer of these two organizations for a while. So if you do find this video helpful, like it, subscribe to the channel. And if these products or any of these products is for you, then make sure to sign up with the link in the description. All right, so with all this being said, let's go over the main features of these organizations. Now, we have Fidelity here in the middle, and then we have SoFi on the right side. It's important to mention here that Fidelity itself is a brokerage. They are very well known for the retirement account and all that in-depth research tools for investing that they offer over the last many decades. They've been in business for a while. And also, on the other hand, we got SoFi, which is very young compared to Fidelity, and it's a bank. SoFi is a bank, and it also acts as a broker because you can buy securities in the stock market. Now, when it comes to interest rate, Fidelity offers a 3.83% if you are somebody that is going to invest in their money market fund. Now, the money market fund is very, very secure. It's very tough for it to actually devalue and you lose money. So it's safe to say that the risk is very minimal with this type of security and investment. So you do earn 3.83% once you open your account and you put your money in the government money market fund. Now, if you want to know all the technical details about Fidelity and what it entails and how it actually is to have an account with them, I suggest that you watch my other videos on Fidelity that goes into these details in depth. Now, Fidelity does have another option, which we're not gonna be covering in today's video, but I just wanted to make you aware of it. It is a lower option at 2.09%. It's still much better than what other banks out there offer, especially local banks, but it's low compared to the world of online high yield savings. Now, SoFi, on the other hand, is offering up to 4.5% interest with direct deposit or SoFi Plus. So you can get 4.5% up to 6 months if you do meet the requirement once you sign up. So it's not like you just sign up and then you get the 4.5%. Now, when it comes to bonuses, if you're somebody that, of course, wants to maximize your relationship with an organization, one of the things that I've learned is that it's a little bit difficult to find a broker that offers bonuses to sign up. It's very rare. I've seen it here and there, but not really that often with Schwab or Fidelity or Vanguard. I think they already have their branding pretty much established, so they don't need that type of incentive for the new customers. So that's the way I personally see it. Now, when it comes to SoFi, since they are kind of somewhat new on the block in a way, they've been in business since 2012, but they are offering up to $300 with direct deposit. Again, if you are somebody that is eligible, you got to have at least $5,000 direct deposit every 28 days. And that is going to make you eligible for the $300. And you can sign up with the links in the description for that $300 bonus. Now, ATM access, I want to say, is perhaps where Fidelity takes SoFi and just beats it out of the way, because Fidelity does offer unlimited global ATM reimbursement. In fact, a couple of days ago, I received a comment from somebody that was retired and was traveling the world. And he was saying that he has had an amazing experience with Fidelity, especially because of the ATM fee reimbursement. That means he can use the ATM anywhere in the world and be okay. Like, he wouldn't be charged fees. Now, on the other hand, SoFi, it's not like they don't have a network. They have a network they have a partnership with Allpoint Network, and they have a, let's say, a chain of 50,000 plus ATMs. I don't want to say network again. And of course, if you do not use Allpoint Network chain of ATMs, then you do have fees that apply for out of network ATMs. I've been saying the word very, very frequently over the last 30 seconds or so. But this right here, I want to say this is probably one of the biggest differences between these two options. And of course, now we're going to start understanding what we are looking for in a certain organization. Now, when it comes to insurance, let me just put this simply. I know that you're seeing a lot of stuff here. Now, Fidelity, if you choose the lower interest rate, the FDIC insured deposit sweep, you will have FDIC insurance up to $5 million, and they are able to achieve this by partnering with banks, just like SoFi, which offers up to $3 million. Now, Civic Insurance is more so for brokers, and they do provide Civic Insurance up to $500,000. So if you are somebody that is going to use the government money market fund, then you would get that. Plus, Fidelity offers a plus $1.9 million of insurance. So that right there, it's safe to say that if you have $10,000, $100,000, $100, you are good to go when it comes to insurance with either of these organizations, to put it simply. Now, here is a screenshot from what Fidelity is offering nowadays. And then we have the other option right here, which is a little lower. And then here is the SoFi option up to $300, and you can earn up to 4.5% APY. Now, with this being said, my friends, now this is, by the way, one of the other products or services that SoFi offers, SoFi Plus. You can qualify for this service if you're somebody that pays $10 a month, or you're somebody that set up your direct deposit. Okay, so now let's talk about transfer windows and withdrawals, because Fidelity and SoFi, they do provide, generally speaking, 1 to 3 business days for ACH transfers, that is from a third-party bank into your account. But Fidelity, I've heard a few customers now that share their experience, and they mentioned that it can take also from 7 to 20 business days in their own what's happened to them. Now, I'm not saying here that's always going to be the case. There are certain situations where that is going to just happen. For example, I was talking to somebody that it's a rep for a bank recently, and he mentioned that sometimes this takes place because maybe a brand new account starts making large transfers, and the system of the bank is just automatically going to flag you, and you may lose access to your account, or that transfer is going to take longer. When I contacted another bank about a year ago at this point, they mentioned that they want to make sure that you are the one that is receiving their funds on the other side, so that way somebody's not just taking money out of your account without your knowledge or awareness. So those are the reasons they mention why sometimes these transfers take a long time, and you have to end up calling customer service to know what's going on, because it is frustrating. I completely understand. So in order to mitigate you having issues with your account and taking long processes and transfers, I suggest that especially if you have a brand new account, I suggest that you go ahead and call customer service if you're somebody that is going to be making large transfers, frequent transfers to your account, and that's going to hopefully make you less likely to deal with these types of challenges. Now, with that being said, my friends, let's go over withdrawal limits. Of course, you have no withdrawal limits when it comes to transfers online. So you can, when it comes to frequency, how many times you can withdraw from your high yield savings account. So they're head to head right there, no major difference. Now, here's another area where these organizations are going to be different, and that is the wire transfers. Now, Fidelity, a wire transfer, by the way, is a fast transfer. It takes a couple of hours on business days. So Fidelity offers it for free, and with SoFi, you have to pay $30. Now, both of these organizations do have investing features. It's important to mention that Fidelity, of course, is the granddaddy in this comparison when it comes to investing, because they have retirement accounts and they have in-depth and detailed research tools. And SoFi, the way I personally see it, I have an account with both of them. I want to say that it's more so for beginners to get started. So it's just really going to depend on whose interface you like better personally. And this is just me. I think the SoFi interface is more modern. The target audience of SoFi is just younger, right? Millennials, Gen Z. Fidelity, a little bit more middle-aged and above. That's the way I personally see it. Now, here is, by the way, an experience from a viewer from you guys. Thank you guys for sharing, by the way. And I love to hear your insight, what you have to say about the organizations that I talk about here on the channel. So that way, people that are looking for them are able to make the best decisions for themselves. Here's this gentleman mentioning the experience he had, how Fidelity transfer took 7 to 21 business days. And then here's another one right here, how it took 20 days for Fidelity. So I'm not saying here that, of course, SoFi is perfect. I'm sure there's always going to be satisfied and dissatisfied customers, but these are the things that matter, at least to me, when it comes to having access to your high yield savings and your money. So this is the screenshot for $30 for SoFi wires. Okay, now when it comes to pros, of course, the good things that are happening with Fidelity, the competitive APY, we're talking about unlimited fee reimbursements. That right there is huge worldwide, and also has deep brokerage integration, right? So you can start investing right away, and you have all the tools that you need, especially if you're a beginner or even an advanced and expert. And of course, up to 5 million of FDIC insurance or 500,000 with Civic, right? Now, when it comes to SoFi, they are offering APY up to 4.5% nowadays. Now, remember that these interest rates will change as the Federal Reserve keeps lowering interest rates over the last couple of months. So we'll see what else 2025 has in store. But I just want to warn you that these interests will start going down. So it's best to just start taking advantage of them as soon as possible. Now, SoFi also has the 50,000 plus all-point ATM network, and up to $300 cash bonus for new direct deposit customers. And one thing also that SoFi offers is the Zelle integration, which is something that Fidelity doesn't have. And customers love Zelle, right? Because it transfers money. You can pay somebody in minutes. You can receive your money in minutes. Now, when it comes to cons, Fidelity, as I mentioned previously, the longer transfer window that could happen to you, as I mentioned, it's not always going to be the case. I think most people are okay with 1 to 3 business days, and that's been their experience. There are some people, of course, that have taken a little longer. It's mainly online. They do have a few investor centers for cash deposits. If you're interested in that, they do have, I think, over 100 or 200 investor centers in the United States, so you can take advantage of those. You just got to make sure they live near one of them. There's no Zelle integration, of course, is a con. And then SoFi, on the other hand, they do have the highest APY, but the bonus and the APY require direct deposit, which may or may not be your thing. And the FDIC insurance, poor SoFi, taps out at $3 million. But I think it's okay. It's fair to say that most people would be okay with $3 million, right? I know I would. Keep in mind, my friends, that at the end of the day, every financial organization has good and bad reviews. But hey, the key here is to identify what is relevant to you, how recent the reviews are, and whether or not you want to choose them anyway. There's no perfect organization. All right, so which one is for you? So which one would I recommend to my mom, to my dad, to my younger self? So right now, I would choose SoFi for the higher APY up to 4.5%. Also, the $300 bonus when signing up, the Zelle integration for quick transfers, and simple interface for everyday banking. That right there, I think, would do it for me. Now, I would choose Fidelity, the cash management account for Fidelity, if I'm looking for maybe not the highest, but hey, a competitive APY around 3.9% on cash. Also, deep research tools for stock investing and your retirements, maybe your Roth IRA. Maybe you already have accounts with Fidelity for your retirement through your company. And also, most importantly, I want to say, if you're always on the road, always on travel, and you want those unlimited ATM reimbursements. So here's the bottom line. If you just want high yield savings and easy digital banking, I would just go SoFi. On the other hand, if you're also investing or already use Fidelity for retirement, I would just keep everything in one place. Now, if SoFi is for you, my friends, make sure that you sign up with the link in the description. Take advantage of this offer because it will not last. It only takes 10 minutes to sign up, and you can get the $300 bonus after you qualify in activities. So which one is for you? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.